Tommy Robinson says a lot of things that a lot of people agree with. And on the grooming gangs, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there I agree with him on.
Lee Anderson reacts after heated clash between Tommy Robinson and Keir Starmer. You're not going to believe what just happened on live television. It started as a simple debate, another political face-off that was supposed to stay civil. But within minutes, it turned into one of the most talked-about moments of the week. A heated exchange. A few pointed remarks. And suddenly, both Tommy Robinson and Keir Starmer were trending across social media for all the wrong reasons. And then out of nowhere Lee Anderson stepped in. Lee Anderson, the Reform UK MP who's never been afraid to say exactly what's on his mind. And this time, his reaction didn't just surprise people, it divided them. Because instead of distancing himself, Anderson appeared to show support for what Robinson had said about Starmer's leadership, and that's when the political storm truly began. During a recent live broadcast, a tense conversation unfolded around immigration policy, law and order, and the public's trust in government. It was a discussion that spiraled quickly after Tommy Robinson, known for his controversial takes, made a sharp comment about how he perceives the current Labour leadership's stance on national security and free speech. The studio went silent. Viewers could feel the tension through their screens. And just moments later Lee Anderson was asked about it. Instead of condemning the outburst outright, Anderson seemed to suggest that Robinson had a point about public frustration with how political leaders handle national debate. Those few words were enough to set the internet ablaze. Within hours, the clip went viral. Hashtags like hashtag Lee Anderson, hashtag Starmer, and hashtag Tommy Robinson dominated the trends. Some viewers praised Anderson for being honest enough to acknowledge what millions are thinking. Others accused him of normalizing dangerous rhetoric. A journalist from The Independent wrote, Anderson's remarks show how fractured the UK's political discourse has become. Even a hint of sympathy for controversial voices now creates national headlines. Meanwhile, inside Parliament, whispers grew louder. One Labour MP reportedly told colleagues, "This is exactly what we feared, the merging of fringe narratives with mainstream politics." But Anderson didn't back down. He later took to X, formerly Twitter, to clarify his stance, saying, "I don't endorse anyone's words blindly. But when people express frustration with how the government ignores real concerns, I listen." That post alone racked up over 1 million views within 24 hours. Now, this moment isn't just about one comment or one reaction. It's about something much bigger, a shift that's been brewing beneath the surface of British politics for months. You see, the UK has entered a phase where political lines are blurring. Figures like Lee Anderson, who left the Conservatives for Reform UK, have become symbols of that change, tapping into a section of the public that feels unheard and disillusioned. And when someone like Tommy Robinson, despite his controversial background, voices those frustrations, some politicians see an opportunity to engage with that sentiment rather than reject it outright. But the risk? It fuels division. Because what one group calls truth-telling, another calls provocation. And that's the line British politics keeps dancing on, a line that seems to move further every week. Political analysts were quick to weigh in. One commentator from Sky News put it bluntly, Anderson knows exactly what he's doing. By echoing public anger, he reinforces his outsider image, and that plays perfectly into Reform UK's growing base. Another added, Starmer's team will use this moment to paint Reform UK as reckless, but they'll also worry. Because this kind of populist sentiment is clearly resonating. Meanwhile, ordinary citizens flooded online spaces with their own reactions. One user wrote, "Finally, someone says what we're all thinking. Starmer talks about unity, but people feel more divided than ever." Another countered, "Anderson just gave legitimacy to a figure who thrives on outrage. That's not leadership, that's political theater." Whatever side you're on, one thing's clear: this wasn't just another headline. It was a pressure point moment in the ongoing cultural and political tug-of-war gripping Britain. And there's something deeply telling about how fast this moment spread. Clips were reposted by influencers, journalists, and even comedians, each spinning it differently. Some saw humor, others outrage, others opportunity. It revealed something important about the modern political era. Controversy now drives conversation. And conversation drives influence. For Lee Anderson, that might be exactly what he wants to be seen as, the politician unafraid to wade into the debates others avoid. For Keir Starmer, It's a reminder that perception can change overnight and that staying silent can sometimes speak louder than words. And for Tommy Robinson, it's another headline that keeps his name in circulation, even as mainstream media wrestles with how to cover him without platforming extremism. So where does this leave British politics? More polarized than ever, but also more engaged. People are watching, arguing, sharing, reacting. Democracy, for better or worse, is being fought in the comment sections as much as in Parliament. But here's the real takeaway. This wasn't about one man's outburst. It was about what that outburst revealed: the deep cracks in political trust, and how quickly public figures jump to align or distance themselves when controversy hits. And that's why moments like these matter. Because every reaction, every statement, every tweet adds another layer to the political map of a country trying to redefine itself. So as the dust settles on this latest clash between Anderson, Robinson, and Starmer, one question lingers. Was this just another viral moment, or the sign of a much deeper shift in Britain's political conversation? Because if you look closely, the answer might already be unfolding before our eyes.